Hey guys, I'm still down here in Savannah drooling over all these toys. If you didn't see the toy video I did, check it out. You'll love it. But I thought I would upload this video. It's about an old planned Kenner Star Wars toy line that was aimed for preschoolers. It's so cute, so adorable, and a lot of you are going to love this line if you've never seen it. So let's go back a few years and check it out.
Let's go back to the early days of the planned Star Tot toy line. A name I hope they change before release, at least call it Star Wars Tots. I don't really like the name too much because it makes you think they're Star Wars tater tots or something. Let's start at the beginning of Tots. What are Tots? Why are these called Star Wars Tots or Star Tots? Around the same time, Kenner was having big success with their Treehouse playset called Tree Tots. And it had figures much like these and a treehouse. And I think you've seen that treehouse before. That's right, in 1983, Kenner did another toy line for kids, an Ewok line, where they used that treehouse tot as the treehouse for the Ewoks. Take a look at the picture of the box. It's a toy that's so fun, your kids will get their hair cut to look like it. Now let's look at the concept art for the Star Tot toys. The Kenner designers came up with 10 figures to make. Most of these didn't get past the concept art stage. A very few did get made. And we'll look at those that got made in a second. They're adorable. But let's take a closer look at the concept art. As you can see here, here's Han Solo with his faithful little friend, Chewbacca Tot. And you have a concept drawing of Princess Leia with Big Brother Tot. There was also plans for Obi-Wan Tot, and of course Darth Vader Tot with his best friend, Stormtrooper Tot. And you can't do a line without two droid tots, so you have the C-3PO Tot and R2-D2 Tot. And to round out the series, a Jawa Tot. Okay, I can quit saying Tot now. Is that annoying enough? They weren't even going to be called Han Tot and Luke Tot or whatever. I just made that up because that's the kind of funny guy I am. Now let's look at the color concept art because it's about to get a lot cuter in here. And here they are in their color form. We have Obi-Wan Kenobi wearing his brown robe, Luke Skywalker in the classic Star Wars A New Hope look, and Princess Leia with the buns. Then we have Kid Han Solo with the Kid Wookiee Chewbacca. And here's a look at the droids R2-D2 and C-3PO. And the one I probably love to have the most, a Jawa. And then the bad guys, Darth Vader and a Stormtrooper. There was even some early promotion for this toy line. Although we're not 100% sure what this is a cardboard sign announcing Star Tot. This is probably something Kenner came up with to send out to toy retailers. Give them a heads up that a new line was in the works. Let's take a closer look. Now the cardboard sign has never actually been found. Apparently this image was found with a bunch of slides that was produced by Kenner. So it really doesn't give you any information on what this is. If you were a store retailer, all you would know there was some kind of new line coming out, and you probably could guess that it was aimed for smaller kids, not the kids that were buying the action figures. Although I think all kids were buying action figures, but these were more of a preschool line. But they wasn't just making figures. There was two vehicles that we know existed, a land speeder and an X-Wing. Now before we look at the prototype of that, let's look at the concept art. As you can see, Luke would fit in the cockpit, and a little R2 would sit in the back. And your Princess Leia figure could wave goodbye because girls can't fly ships. The other planned vehicle was the land speeder. As you can see, Obi-Wan Kenobi and 3PO sitting inside, with Chewbacca standing waving goodbye. Because Wookiees can't drive land speeders. Oh my god, those are so cute! Wouldn't you love to have these? Okay, I probably wouldn't have bought them back then because I was too into the Star Wars toys, the action figures, and I was getting a little out of the play school era. But man, I would have collected the hell out of these back in the 90s when I was getting into the vintage stuff. These would be amazing to have. They kind of remind me of a toy line I did have as a kid, Weeble Wobbles. Do you remember Weeble Wobbles?
I don't know what those are.
You don't? You really don't know what Weeble Wobbles are?
Mm-mm.
Weeble Wobbles. They wobble, they don't fall down.
You can say it over and over. I don't know what it is.
I just can't believe. Have you heard of them? Well, they actually call Weebles, but we call them Weeble Wobbles.
I don't remember. I'd have
Oh
to
my god, I'm shocked.
Well, why don't you turn around and grab one?
Don't have one.
Well, look at that. How about that?
Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's get back to Star Tot and let's look at some that actually got produced. Some prototypes. And believe me, they're cuter than the concept art. Let's take a look at Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. Here's a front view of the X-Wing with Luke Skywalker inside and R2 in the back. Although it's most likely these toys would have been plastic, these prototypes are painted wood models. Now let's take a look at the other one, the Land Speeder. And this one has Princess Leia riding shotgun with C-3PO. Now the concept art does show Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Land Speeder, but apparently there was never a prototype made of Obi-Wan Kenobi. These seem to be the only things that got this far into production. Let's take a closer look at the prototype figures that were made. And here they are, Princess Leia, R2-D2, 3PO, and some blonde-headed kid. Not really sure who that's supposed to be. And from this side you can see the back of the figures. I'm not going to tell you who each one is, I'm sure you know. Now let's take a closer look at the two vehicles. Here's the top view of the Land Speeder. In the bottom view, you can see the wheels to make it look like it's floating on air. And here's a closer look at the X-Wing, which also has wheels on it to help it roll around. Again, these prototypes are made of wood. It's most likely these would be plastic before release. You wouldn't want little kids throwing them at their sister or brother being wood. And here's the back of it. You can see it also was planned with wheels. And it seems the wings do pop open like the Kenner toy. And we'll take a closer look at the sticker. Looks kind of like a little TV. So what happened to these prototypes? Where are they now? Well, they're in the private collection of Gus Lopez, so they're in good hands. Well, that's a closer look at the planned Star Wars Star Tot line. Wasn't it cute? Wasn't it adorable? Let me know in the comments below. Would you have liked to seen this released? Maybe not back then, but now looking back, do you wish it was released so maybe you can add it to your collection now? Sure, they'd be worth a small fortune, but man, I would love to have them. And I would love to see what kind of package these would have been in, how they would have packed the ships or the figures. I would love to see what kind of package design they came up with. But let me know in the comments below what you think about the Star Wars Star Tots line. And until the next video, believe me, we will talk again.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.